guys, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. Real quick, as usual, you get the pale disclaimer. We know I don't know how to work my camera. Yeah, so this week's video, as I'm sure you've already read by the title, is a reading update for March. I've been chugging along through this series. I already read the first one and I'm on the second one. And I just wanted to talk a bit about it. I will also be giving no spoilers, so if you're interested in some of these books, you want to read some of them, this is the right place for you. So we're going to be talking a bit about those books, and then I also have a couple books that I got for spring break, so just a little built-in book haul, and yeah. Alright, let's get right on to it. Okay, so the first one of these I really liked. The only problem I seem to be having with these books is a pacing issue, and maybe it's just this second one, but I'm literally on page 276, and I really, it's been 2 weeks. I really need to finish it. It's getting pretty bad. But yeah, so I don't know. Basically the premise is that it's about a Romeo and Juliet reimagined set in 1920s Shanghai with gangs and stuff. The first one is really good, but I will say the resolution of the first one, which again, no spoilers, so I'm not going to say what it is, opens up a whole new can of worms that makes this book so much harder to read, because by leaving the plot open-ended and keeping, the story going by leaving it on a cliffhanger, the author ended up raising more questions that I think she ended up solving, which again, maybe it'll all become neatly wrapped up at the end of this book, but I think in terms of the barrier for entry, it just felt like a bit of a reach, because the first one did a pretty good of, wrapping it up, but then they just reopened this entire issue. The entire issue of the first book was just recycled, rescaled, and now they don't know what's going on. So that's happening. I don't really know how to feel about that. I mean, I'd say in terms of character tension, really good. We get to see a lot more of the characters who I really love. Oh, I love it. And I will say the ending of the first book, in my opinion, was very good, except the part where it kind of left it a bit open-ended. Again, no spoilers, so I'm not going to say what it is, but if you guys would like me to do a more in-depth video where I kind of talk through the series, I know I've done with some others, like the Inheritance games, then I could, so let me know. So yeah, now I'm on this, and basically I would say that if you it's very not fantasy. It's advertised as a fantasy book. I think when I bought it on Barnes & Noble, it said it was in the fantasy genre, but it's not written as a fantasy, I guess. It feels very real. The characters, which I don't know if I'm making sense, but since it's grounded in a real life setting, a 1920s time period, it feels a lot more real, even though they've got some of these supernatural elements going on the side. So I'd say if you like fantasy, if you don't like fantasy, you'd probably still be a good fit for both of it. Definitely a little bit of romance in there, but it doesn't really take over the whole plot. It's just kind of a plot device to keep it moving, because it's obviously Romeo and Juliet. So it's kind of like that, but then they mix it in with this other supernatural issue problem in Shanghai. And I think it's really good. It's really well written. The only, like I said, was that the second book's now becoming a bit harder to get through, because I have no idea how they're going to wrap up all these loose ends. I feel like they've just opened a bigger can of worms than they can handle. If that makes any sense. But again, I'm only on page 270, so she's still got time. She's still got pages to wrap it up. But yeah, that's just a little update on what I've been reading. I'm really trying to finish this so I can get onto my book club book and these other spring break books, but maybe I'll make a video on it with spoilers, maybe not, but that's just a general update about these book series. Okay, maybe filming this in the hammock wasn't the optimal idea. So yeah, now this is the book haul part of the video. Unfortunately, I can't find literally the first book that I wanted to talk a bit about, so I can't read the back for you or anything, but I'm gonna look up a summary to solve that issue, and then we'll just go from there because I have the rest of the books right here with me. So I'm pretty sure this is it. It has a bit of a different cover, but I think there are like multiple versions. So it's called If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. My book club chose this, so this is going to be probably the book that I'll read next after the These Violent Ends series. So it says, Oliver Marks has served 10 years in jail for a murder he may or may not have committed. On the day he's released, he's greeted by the man who put him in prison. Detective Colburn is retiring, but before he does, he wants to know what really happened a decade ago. As one of the 7 young actors studying Shakespeare at an elite arts college, Oliver and his friend play the roles on stage and off: hero, villain, tyrant, temptress, and genuine extra. Basically, the casting changes, secondary characters like take the stars' roles in the play, and like all this crazy stuff happens, you know, like a murder, obviously, why the inspector guy is investigating. But yeah, I'm really excited to read it. It's honestly not that long. I can't find the book. It's like maybe this big, but I think it'll be a quick read, and I'm excited to read it for book club and talk about it with my book club, and I think it'll be good. So that's one book on the haul that I literally just don't have. I'm so sorry. I literally just spent like 5 minutes just wandering around my room. Hopefully I'll cut that out, but yeah, that happened. So now we're gonna go into our Barnes & Noble. We love Barnes & Noble. There's one in my town, and it is, yeah. Okay, so basically most of these are fantasy. We know the drill. I'm in a fantasy phase. When have I not been in a fantasy phase? Honestly, I credit it to the book that I'm writing being fantasy because I just want to read all of them. So we have this one. And so basically it's about like this girl that survives a prison and then like has to do this trial thing. And then she has to like survive and get revenge and like reunite with her family. But when she reunites with her family, like all this stuff has changed and then there's like this war brewing and stuff. It's basically just like kind of stereotypical dystopian mixed with fantasy a bit, where it's like, you know, stuff going on. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. It's like, I think it has some magic, but yeah, it's like rebels, you know, kingdoms. I was like, all right, sign me up. So honestly, I don't really have that much to say like about it. I'm just like, it sounds pretty good overall, and like the sibling tensions that were like described in the inner card were really interesting for me. So I'll probably be reading this on spring break, maybe talking about it. I'll let you guys know. It's probably gonna join my to read shelf. I really have to stop buying books. Please stop me. Okay, so this one I literally just got because they had like a card, you know, like summarizing it. Like they went out of their way to write a card about this. So I was like, I'll get that, you know, because I didn't really know what to get. So it's this. Love the cover, love the cover. So basically, here, I'll just read it because I don't know too much about this one. It's like, I think it's like forbidden love, like something else, fantasy. To all the world, I don't know how to say her name, is a disposable servant never to be known for who she really is, the long-lost heir to the ancient Jin kingdom. So basically she's like long-lost princess, yes, and then the crown prince, who's heard of like this stuff of people being like, the real heir exists, is like, you know, trying to figure it out, and he thinks that like she's a part of it, so he's like gonna kill you, or gonna try to, because you're suspicious. And then like all this stuff happens, and I'm pretty sure they're the two like lovers because they don't really talk about anyone else. But excited, like I said, we've got some magic, revolution, forbidden love. Okay, like I like it best when it's all rolled into one, and I think this will be good because, like I said, the like people were literally promoting it, so I was like, all right, I'll trust you, Barnes & Noble. I will trust you. Don't let me down. But yeah, that one. And then we have one more. You guys already know. You already know. I was going to pre-order this, and then I kind of like totally forgot about it. But then I walked into the store, and I was like, aha. Honestly, kind of scared. Let's read the inside cover. Newly exposed as the Black Witch of the Prophecy, Elorin Gardner, also, yeah, this is kind of spoilers. Her fast mate, oh yeah, so at the end of the last book, I think I remember this correctly, she like, This is all spoilers. Okay, if you're going to read The Black Witch, go away. Like, let me talk. So basically at the end of the last book, her, like, love interest, like, basically she had two love interests. One that she thought was dead. And so at the end of the last book, we learn he's maybe alive. And one that, like, she didn't like at first, but then since the guy was dead, she was kind of like, which, girl. But anyway, the last book ended with the guy that she was interested in. Like, you know, we got a hint that he was still alive. And then the other guy that she had then, like, considered, the other guy that she was considering, we thought he died because these people showed up and were like, we're going to get you. So, yeah, basically, she doesn't know if he's dead or not, blah, blah, blah. And they're trying to turn the tide of the war. Oh, it's also about her brother who, like, left to go, I don't even know. He just left. I'm literally losing it, I think. This is, like, such an all over the place video. I'm so sorry, guys. I filmed it, like, totally last minute. I was like, I am going to talk about these violent ends. And then I was like, wait, but I don't really want to give spoilers because I know that's a really popular series. So then I didn't actually have that much to say about it. So I was like, I'll just do a haul as well. But then some of this haul is like, I don't even have it, or it's like part of something I've already read. So this is very all over the place, and I'm sorry. But if you sat through it and watched all this, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll probably have a more concise, better video next week. Like I said, I'm going on spring break soon, so I thought I might do one like there or something with, like, you know, a little switch up of scenery, which granted, this hammock is a switch up of scenery. Usually I'm filming at my desk, but yeah, that's it. And I'll see you guys next week with hopefully a better quality and planned out video. Bye.